Time to bring the thunder. Let the heavens rage! Zeus!
Hello everyone, Altazo is here with round number 2 on the Altsat weekly series against Lucci. Thank you all for your support. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe and to hit the bell to not miss any content. Here with Reiju against Lucci, definitely interesting matchup. I won the dice roll, so I choose to go first, and you saw my hand was terrible. So instant mulligan. I mean, usually you mulligan, I would say 90% all of the times if you don't see a stage or at least a searcher. There is scenarios where you maybe can keep if you, for example, have, let's say, small Reiju, big Reiju. Maybe you have also a Porsche, so where you are able to draw a lot. But normally, yeah, you're looking on the early game for the stage. This is your key card. So if you look into my hand, it's crazy, but it's pretty much the exact same hand I just throwed away for mulligan. So yeah, can happen. At least I have a searcher. It's a good point, so I hope to see here something. But other than that, really rough start. So let's see what the searcher brings. No stage. I think the only legal target is Ichichi. Reiju also. So interesting what I'm gonna take. Yeah, probably Reiju, just because of the fact that I'm not able to trash anything for the moment. And Reiju I can at least counter out and bring her like this into trash. And if I see small Reiju, I'm able to search, which could help a lot. So my opponent here plays the Uta, which is quite an annoying card, cannot be KO'd by leader swing. And here, funny enough, I saw another Reiju. What should I say? So swinging here twice with 5, it's the way to go. So a really bad hand, to be honest, guys. But you will see that this game lasts a bit longer. And even though you have such a bad hand, you are able to play the game with Reiju. Of course, you have to be a little bit lucky, but this is also let's say a fact which we need to consider and to think about, that in OPTCG luck is also a factor which matters. So my opponent swings here with 6, I take it because I could counter out, but I want to see cards and I hope to have something good which I can see. Still nothing from live, from top deck also nothing if I'm not wrong. Yeah, but at least Kaya, not bad here, helps me to filter a little bit my hand. And see, I see a stage. So trashing 2 small Reijus. I have another Reiju as well. Definitely going to play here the stage. With stage trashing, probably Reiju. Yeah. Let's see if we see a small Reiju. Here we go. Small Reiju is here. I have probably to take the small Reiju. I have exactly 5 cards. If I take the small Reiju player, I have still 5 cards. So I'm able to draw 3 with leader ability as well. So this is definitely the call. And then I could also play a blocker. I just swing for 6. I think the blocker here to play, it's no sense, as it gets KO'd quite easy, to be honest. So let's see if I'm playing it or not. I mean, it would probably force my opponent to KO Reiju if I play her instead of the blocker. Tell me in the comment, would you have played here the Reiju and blocker, or only Reiju and swing for 6? For sure, what I'm doing is first playing Reiju, drawing 3 cards. With leader ability, another one. I see another stage, so this is interesting. With the other stage, probably I have to change my thinking here and play the stage just to cycle again to be able to see something I can play the next turn, because I still do not have big EGG or small EGG in my hand. So this would give me the chance to at least go 3 more cards down. Or I can play also the Searcher and first try to search for maybe a big EGG, which I can later on trash with the stage. You see, you have so many options. This is why I love actually this deck. Already in such an early stage, with each action you're doing, your thinking changes immediately. So this makes this deck so interesting. So as you remember, guys, in the earlier stage we bottom decked already 1 big EGG, so this is the reason I'm taking the big definitely, because there is now it's a higher chance to see the small EGG now, because it's only 1 in the bottom deck, so 3 are left. Pass the turn. Let's see what my opponent does. He's definitely able to KO Reiju and, for example, the Sanji. If he has Lucci. This Uta in the Lucci deck, I think it's a really strong call, to be honest with you guys. It's a super annoying card. Of course, against blue, you can just bounce it back. Against Dolphy, for example. But still, against all other decks, it is a very annoying and sticky card. I mean, yeah, against black, you can KO it, you can... but against, for example, also against purple Luffy, it is super annoying as, for example, if you play Zorojuru and he removes Zorojuru in combination with Uta, as he has to rest her, you're not able to swing into her because she cannot be KO'd by leader combat. So this is super annoying. So reducing Reiju by 1 with Brook Swing, reducing Reiju by another one with Lucci and Lucci ability, and now, yep, we see it. What I called. Lucci comes, and now gets rid of both characters. I mean, the one cost Sanji. The Searcher Sanji is not such an important target, but yeah, still. I think my opponent is happy to get rid of all characters possible. So you see I'm slowly adding some dons. So Judge is in range. I think I have 6 dons. Using the EGG to trash with stage. And now I found a little EGG, which is really strong. This gives me, of course, the pressure to get rid of this Brook as well. Even with the Kaya I have here, I can get rid of this Brook. I still have another stage I could use, so probably 4. Yeah. Play small EGG, swing with Kaya into Brook, and then swing twice into life and play stage. This is what I would have choose to do before I see what I'm actually doing. So the first call was correct. -2, draw 1. Let's see. Ooh, you see? That's so interesting. But I have too many cards in my hand. Yeah, I have too many cards in my hand. I cannot play Reiju. But it's so interesting always what can happen due to the fact that you draw so much with this leader. Oh, interesting. I'm going here. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I think because the 5 he takes anyway. Yeah, this is also good. So I was asking actually for a 2k if he would have one. He did not. I think 1 into 1 could be also more than enough, and then I could have played the stage and recycle again. I'm not sure if I was a little bit scared. Yeah. Let's see what is the next play of my opponent. He is on 8 dons. So Jack could be really strong here. Jack would be super annoying actually. So my opponent goes here to Kaya, which I do not really understand why. I think this could be a free swing into life. Yeah, maybe he doesn't want me to counter out. And resting Uta, okay. So he maybe didn't want me to have a target to swing into Uta. Another reduction, and now I think it's time for Jack. Yeah, really strong. So get rid of my Ichichi. I'm on 5 tones, so actually I'm basically only allowed to swing to use 1 minus don ability to be able to be on curve for the turn after to be able to play charge. And here, of course, top deck luck. What do you want? Small Ichichi. So it could definitely make sense to play here the small Ichichi, minusing Jack and go all in into Jack. Yeah. Minusing Jack by 2000, drawing another card, a 2k, always nice to have. And then Jack is 6. Yeah, 10 into 6, I think makes definitely sense here. I just want to get rid of this Jack because this Jack is super annoying. So my opponent would have to commit three cards if he want to protect Jack there. So here it doesn't matter if I swing 10 directly into Jack or I swing 6 and 9, to be honest, because it's the same output. It's 2 2Ks and a 1K. If my opponent has it, he has it. So, but I think that's a tough decision here from my opponent. Is he really ready to commit 3 cards from his hand to protect this Jack here? He has 5 cards left, so and also only 2 life left. Because I think if he counters out here and needs to take my leader swing, he's then only on 1 life. And yeah, he does. He gives me 3 cards, so probably swinging here into life. Using first stage ability to throw stage away, just to see what I can find. And another Ichichi, let's go! This deck makes just fun to play. So here, yeah, this is what I assumed. So due to the fact that he committed 3 cards, he probably does not have enough counter in his hand anymore. And he had to take this life. So going to 10 dons. I know that my teammate Alzat Poseidon, he loves to play 10 cost Kuzan in his Lucci build, which I think it's a very, very strong card, especially if you come to the late game. But probably he does not have it here. I mean, he can again try to get rid of my Ichichi here. I will for sure try to protect Ichichi. I mean, it depends how he swings. I mean, if he swings aggressively here into Ichichi, I cannot give him my whole hand. But nevertheless, I think if he comes here with like 7, 8, 7, something like this, it's definitely worth to protect him. I'm ready next turn for my judge play. With this list, by the way, again, shout out to René. If you guys know René, he's one of probably the best and most famous Reiju players in Europe, at least. I'm not sure even in the world, but I will have in my description down below the link to his X profile where he posted this Reiju build I'm playing currently. So feel free to have a look. And in this list, what I want to say, I just forgot it. In this list, he does not play the Blue Ranger, so Niji. The Niji is not in this list. Niji, the small ranger, is a 3 cost 4k. And the big ranger is a 5 cost 6k, which you can either KO, I think it's a 2 cost or 2000 power less, I'm not sure, or bounce back something with 4 cost or less. I think here to bouncing back the Uta will definitely be not so bad, or also a Lucci just to get rid of pressure. But yeah, in his list he does not play it. So judge targets, I only have actually Reiju and Ichichi. So first swing I counter out. This is the second. He went into live, my opponent. So this is the second swing I'm deciding to take. It's a Porsche. Yeah, if I would have seen Porsche earlier, so I could use her to cheat out the small Ichichis, then you go much faster. I mean, much wider. You go inboard faster with Porsche combo together. But it also works like this. My opponent plays Hina to reduce again, and now he can actually KO. The question is how he is going to do it. He played also, okay, another Rebecca, so he's doing it with Jack. So he's protecting himself. He played 2 blockers probably because he's super weak in his hand, and yeah, he had to do it. Oh no, he KO'd my Ichichi with a Brook, which he could play with Rebecca. And then he can swing for 8, which is also super interesting. So here I have to think about to counter out, because yeah, it could be very dangerous. I mean, my next play is probably Judge, Reiju and Ichichi. But you have to know that for the Judge play you need to discard 2 cards. Otherwise it doesn't work. But I have enough cards in my hand, so probably, yeah, I have to counter out here just to make sure that I'm in the range of Reiju combo, just to be able to draw 2. And here we see going to 8 dons. Should I do first the stage ability? I mean, I think there is nothing really interesting for me to have in my trash currently. So maybe first playing the Judge combo and then drawing 3 cards and then deciding if I need to trash something would make more sense. Let's see if I'm doing it that way too. So really an interesting game here. I think we were also in overtime, if I'm not wrong. I'm not sure if we played it accordingly to the official rules or we just played it out. So here I'm still thinking like probably what to trash. Should I play first judge or should I first use stage? But I think, as already mentioned, first playing judge here, probably trashing Porsche and blocker chopper makes sense. Still thinking, should I swing here first? Probably into Brook. And then try to... I mean, I have only 2 swings with HG together, so... Unfortunately, you can't play multiple same small rangers with Judge. You can just play one of each. Otherwise, Judge would be too broken. Imagine you could play, I don't know, three small Ichijis back to back to back. Or let's say 2 and a Reiju, whatever you need. That would be too crazy. I still love to have Judge in the deck. I saw some current deck lists playing without Judge. I think Judge, especially in this kind of situations, I mean, what would have I played instead if I would not have Judge here in my hand? Of course, I have Porsche. I can Porsche into, I don't know, Reiju, Ichiji, and then draw at least something and then play Ichiji. But I think Judge here also, because Judge as itself, it makes quite a lot of pressure. It's an 8000 power body. Why not? So I swung 5 into Brook and my opponent lets Brook die. So here, I'm not sure why. I think the only reason why is that he doesn't have a 2k, or he does not want to spend this 2k for the Brook. Touching in my camera, it's not the first time. So playing here Judge, finally trashing 2 cards, and now I can choose to get the small rangers back. Yeah, which is 1 Ichiji and 1 Reiju. And I'm just not sure, would I have been able to play the Surger Sanji too? This is something I have to check. Maybe I could have played the Surger Sanji too here, because it needs to have a Germa 66 like in his name. So drawing here another 2. I draw already 1 with the Judge ability. Drawing 2 2Ks is always good. And then of course Ichiji. Now here's the question. Do I minus a... yeah, I probably should minus the Jack. Or I can also minus Lucci and swing into Lucci, and either he gives me a blocker or... because he cannot protect Lucci here. If I minusing Jack and go to Jack, I can risk that my opponent has a 2k. Yeah, I choose to minus the Lucci and swing with 7 into 4. So either my opponent has 2 2Ks or he gives me Rebecca blocker. Both is fine for me. Because Rebecca blocker less opens for me a better chance to go for game. Yeah, this Lucci dies. And now I'm able to use stage, get rid of this Gamma Knife. So trash the brick, got a 1k. This is what we love to see, guys. And passing turn. So I have two big bodies here. I have a Reiju. I think my opponent's goal here is definitely try to clear at least two characters. I'm not sure if he's able to do it. I have 2 lives, so it for sure doesn't make sense here to go for game for him. I mean, he has 1 life. He could maybe pressure my life to force me to react after. So he goes 5. Minusing who? Judge. So I assume he wants to get rid of this judge. Countering out with Reiju here. And here it comes. It's probably the 10 cost Kuzan. Yep. 10 cost Kuzan KOs my Reiju with the 10 cost Kuzan's ability, and now all my characters have -5 permanently or on his turn. I mean, it doesn't really matter. And he's able, yeah, I think a very good play. So he was able to get rid of 2 characters of mine. He has a 10 cost body on his board, which is also very annoying. So here I have Ichichi, I have Reiju to play. I could even... Nah, it's not enough, unfortunately. I have only 7 downs. But with the 2k there in my hand, I just forgot her name as well. I would be able to get a small Ichichi back into my hand. But I don't think that I have 2 big Ichichis more in my trash. I think 1 at least, but not 2. So... yeah, probably first play Reiju to draw 3 cards, and then with stage I'm able to trash something which I do not need. I could also now use stage ability and trash the big Reiju, but I don't think this is a good play because Reiju is at least a 1k counter. So using here Reiju into Reiju to draw 3 cards with my leader ability together. 1, 2, 3. And here we go. This was the reason why we did this first. So we have now Ichichi to trash away and to search for another counter. The best would be a 2k, at least a 1k, or a small ranger we need for the next turn. I think I will definitely play here Ichichi. So I'm going here 6 into life. I'm checking if my opponent has here a 2k. And the question here is if he wants to give me this 2k, because he has 2 blockers, that's sure. He gives me a blocker, interesting. So he probably does not have a 2k here. So trashing Ichichi, just have a look. Yeah, unfortunately there is only Ichichi available for me, so it was almost a whiff. Better something than nothing. And probably playing here Ichichi minusing Jack, and now I can swing 2 times into Jack. So -2 Jack is 6k. So now I'm able to swing twice to Jack. Either my opponent gives me 2 hand cards or a blocker. Let's see if he has a 2k. It's an interesting decision here. Oh, I go to life. Very, very interesting. Okay. So I'm quite confident here, huh? I mean, I have 2 life, I have 3 2Ks, 3 1Ks. Yeah, okay. Huh. So I surprised myself here. I think I would have swung to Jack. because the Rebecca is, yeah, it's okay, because if he wants to commit now dons to swing into my board, I mean, I still can try to protect it. I have options to get the small EGG back from the trash. I have a big one which I can trash away with the stage and search for another small one. Quite interesting. So probably I decided here to pressure his life to force him to go for game or board, or to search for a blocker. I can imagine I was maybe also a little bit too scared to go into Jack, just to risk that he has their 2k, and then the next one he can just freely block with Rebecca. So my opponent is also filtering his hand a bit. So he just played 2 Tempest kicks. So getting rid here of my Reiju. If you're asking like how, she's a 4 cost, no she's not. There is a 10 cost Kuzan on his board, which is reducing my characters by 5. And now if he has a Lucci, he can KO my both Ichichis. But the thing is, I think he was searching here actually for a blocker, because if he is not able to play here a blocker, I will just go all in and try to finish him. There is nothing else I can do much. It seems like my opponent does not have any blocker here, otherwise he would play it immediately. So he's here thinking like what to do. I mean, he has only 2 swings left, so there is also no rush card in Lucci. I mean, at least I do not know any. Maybe there is a super spicy list running something black which has rush. I even don't know if something exists. But yeah, I think it's pretty much game from here. To be honest, if my opponent does not play a blocker immediately here, it's over. And I think after the game we were talking about like what could he have done better, and I think he said at this point where he committed 3 cards to protect his Jack was maybe too much. I'm not sure. To be honest, this Jack did a great job, huh? So every turn he was able to get rid of a character of mine just because Jack is there. Interesting here playing Khalifa. So what he wants to do here, actually draw 2 trash through, if I'm not wrong. Exactly, and then he can give to an opponent's character -2. But he wants to try to find Rebecca here. And unfortunately he did not find her. So what he does is just get rid of my 2 Ichichis with Lucci play. And yeah, swing 5. I mean, I don't have to think big. My opponent has 2 hand cards. I don't even need to counter out here. I just counter out Reiju for the flex probably. And then 10 I take. And now I can just commit all dons I have available and swing into lead with 2 cards only open. It's GG from here. Thank you all so much for watching this game, and see you in game number 3. Thank you. Bye bye.